Hello everyone, Chef Tronic here. Today I wanted to talk to you about the year that was 2021. Now, most people would say 2021 was the worst year that they can remember in a long time. Perhaps 2020 was the other one. But I think there were a lot of good things that happened in 2021. So let's take a look today at some of the good things and positive things that happened for our planet in the year that was 2021. We vaccinated half the planet in 1 year. We administered more doses, 8.5 billion, than there are humans on the planet. And we're on a course to immunize 50% of humanity by the end of the year, not counting the booster shots, and to hit 75% mark early in 2022. Regardless of your stance on vaccine, this is an amazing statistic. We are crushing other diseases with science. The Yamagata virus that used to kill 500,000 people a year has just disappeared, likely due to social distancing and masking. Malaria also kills 500,000 people a year, and its days might be numbered thanks to a groundbreaking vaccine, the first ever for a parasitic disease, plus drones spreading anti-mosquito spray in Africa. The rich are starting to have to pay their fair share. The world agreed to tax its richest corporations. Yes, billionaires are still a thing. Yes, they garner far too much attention and keep dodging tax bills that could help solve the planet's many problems. But their corporations will have fewer places to stash tax-free cash now that a global minimum corporate tax of 15% has been established. Recently endorsed by the G20, this tax plan was a result of negotiation involving 136 countries and will kick in starting 2023. The US survived its first major coup plot. The more we're learning about the January 6th insurrection, the more it becomes clear this was an orchestrated attempt at a coup by the sitting president, the first in American history. Not all democratic nations survived such an event. The vice president and the Supreme Court could have gone along with Trump's plan, letting their political leanings blind them, but the American institutions held. Officer Eugene Goodman, a far better candidate for Times Person of the Year than the winner, saved the Senate from a rampaging mob. Trump was impeached again, and more Republican senators voted to convict than in 2020. And while the Department of Justice may feel like it's dragging its heels on prosecutions, bipartisan congressional committees are slowly but surely bringing the receipts. Steve Bannon, corruptly pardoned in January, was indicted for contempt in November. Is it enough to save democracy? We'll find out in 2022. The Earth is winning in court. The legal victories for the environment this year would be enough to make a 1970s Earth Day hippie wonder what they were smoking. A Canadian river became a legal person, with all the rights that implies. A group of schoolgirls in Ecuador shut down gas flaring in their region. High school students in Australia may have doomed the coal-loving government's plans for new plants. An Indonesian court forced the country's president to tighten air quality regulations. A Dutch court ordered Shell to slash its emissions. A Belgian court recognized 58,000 citizens of having standing in a class action climate suit. This too could be the wave of the future. Even in America's Trump judge-filled courts, Trump-era public land leases to fossil fuel companies were shut down. As was offshore drilling in deepest red Alaska. Again, pour one out for oil. It's almost done. Trump was banned from Twitter. Go back to any point in the last 5 years, assuming you can find a time machine, and tell yourself that Donald Trump's Twitter account has been permanently deleted. Watch the tears of relief form in your younger eyes. This lie-filled, hate-spewing spigot has been the single most dangerous media source for half a decade, as well as Trump's pride and joy. With it turned off and his Facebook and YouTube account suspended, the former president has found little traction in his thus far half-hearted bid to return to the White House in 2024. His attempt to build a rival social media service seems to have stalled after a source code copyright violation, and with New York investigators closing in, he may be running out of time to get anyone but his most rabid supporters to fall under his sway again. Coal is crapping out. The industry that kickstarted climate change and has killed millions with air pollution over the centuries is pretty much done and dusted. Only 36 countries have any plans to build new coal plants, and most of them are one-offs that can't even raise the necessary cash. Facebook is in big trouble. It wasn't just whistleblower Frances Haugen and the receipts she brought to show Facebook just doesn't care about the clear harm it's doing in the world. We got a similar picture earlier in the year from the most comprehensive book yet on Mark Zuckerberg's out-of-control company. No, what really screwed the social media giant was the fact that, as Haugen testified before Congress, its entire service went down for the better part of a day. That showed how many millions of people had come to rely on WhatsApp, Instagram, and the original Facebook service for communication and commerce, which in turn gave governments around the world their clearest signal. If Facebook can't manage itself properly, perhaps it should be broken up or regulated as a public utility.
Hey everyone, we are live from my backyard where I am smoking a brisket and some ribs.
Endangered animals are bouncing back. The panda was for many years the symbol of threatened species everywhere, and as of 2021, pandas are off the endangered list. In Africa, a vast rainforest preserve full of endangered species itself dropped out of a UN list of threatened sites. Enforced fishing quotas means the future looks bright for 4 endangered species of Atlantic tuna. Bison and wolves are back in Europe. Butterfly populations in California and New York are exploding. Salmon is spawning in the Columbia River again, and while the coral reefs around the world, crucial to so much life, are still in trouble from warming oceans, many more of them become protected waters in 2021. So it wasn't all that bad. Don't get me wrong, 2022 hopefully is much better than last year, but there's always light in the darkness, guys. Thanks for checking out my channel. If you do like it, please click like and subscribe to my videos. It really helps me a lot, guys. Cheftronic out.